continue. So I think we look at this, the procedure of weighing the performance criteria. Let's start with the slide number 4. In number 4, there's somewhere we are saying factors to consider while ranking the PC. You have those critical and critical knowledge, creativity, number of tasks, and process. Then we can come here on these steps. I have another screen here on the left side. And this screen on the left side will assist us to see how these guys use this sample to rank the PCs. So the first one is to rank the elements based on the factors mentioned in slide 4. So slide 4, we are having the elements here, the factors. So we'll see how we go about the same. Then they are saying we see slide 6. So let me just open slide 6 and we see what is there. So slide 6, we have the level, practical, theory, and the ratio. So the one that CDAC used, when you go to slide 7, they used level 6 when they are developing this PC weighting. They used level 6, which is ratio 1:1, which means theory and practical 50%, 50%. So that's why when I come here to slide 7, you see down there, I don't know if you're seeing down here, ratio is 1:1.
Yeah, you can see 1:1 there.
Yeah, 1:1. 1:1 means they used this ratio. They used this level 6.
Yes.
Yes. And the practical will be 50 and the theory also will be 50. Now we'll go back to the slide that we are using, slide 5. Number 2, they say calculate the weight of each element using the ranking. For example, here we are using element number 7. In the highest is the highest, hence the weight is 12 divided by 78 times 100. Now I want us to see where this is coming from. So when we look at the elements, these elements here, we have 1 to 12 elements, right? And then we have the ranking of the PCs. Yeah. This one was developed by CDAC from 1.5. The first one using PPEs, they're giving it a ranking of 1.5. Then identifying machines, parts, and their functions, they're giving it 3. Then use of technical drawing, plan, work, and operations, 7. Calculate. Okay, now I think you can see the element. So I'll go back a little bit to slide number 5 again. Tuko pamoja?
Now we are in number 5, yes?
Yeah, now here slide number 5, calculate the weight of each element using the ranking. Element number 7 is the highest. Now when we go to element number 7 here is performing machining. Machine. Is ranking number 12. Cindy? Ranking number 12. Then divide by 78 times 100. Now I want us to see where 78 is coming from. 78 is the summative, the total amount of the ranking. When you add all this is when we get 78. So here you will take the 12, which is element number 7, ranking number 12. You divide by the total number of the rankings, that's 78. Times 100, then we get 15.4. Now this 15.4, you can see it on the weighted here. Are you seeing this 15.4? 15, here they are just written 15 because 15.4 cannot
be. That is 15.
Yes, it cannot be rounded off to 16 because it is below the 5. So it remains 15 here. Now that's the weighted PC. If you want to find the weighted PC for number 1 using of PPE, let me just take a calculator and we you perform it here. You'll take 1.5, 1.5, then you divide by 78. Hope you're doing it from the other side.
You just do it. See, I did my calculator up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that is what it is 1.5, eh?
Yeah, 1.5.
Divided by 78.
Yes. Then we multiply by 100. Percentage 100. We'll get so 1.9, right?
1.9, yes. It has been rounded off. Eh?
Yes, now it has been rounded off to 2. That's why we have the 2 here now for the weighted clusters.
Why are they giving it?
Yes?
So this thing is, the 2 is now what you call what? Factors or you call, that is the PC. What is it?
The 2 is the weighting of the element.
Oh.
You can see from the left side, the Word document there, the sample PC weighting. From this side, can you see from this side? Yeah, it is the weighting of the element. Now that 2 is the weighting of the element. Getting the weighting of the element, that's how you calculate. You take the element, the ranking of the element, divide by the summative, that's the total, times 100. Then you get the weighting of the element.
Oh, these ones now are okay, now we have weighting of the element. Okay, and then there was also the ranking. Okay, now carry on.
Now the ranking is developed. We cannot calculate it, but it is developed by the CDAC.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the one to give this. It is like a standard. It's a standard actually. Yeah, so the only thing we have to calculate here is the weighting of the element, of which we have known how to calculate now. For example, when you are doing the number 6, number 6 is the mount workpiece, that's 10 divided by 78, that's times 100, we'll get 13.
Okay.
Yes. So if we, I hope that one is clear there.
That one is clear.
Yes. Now when we go back to slide number 5 again, how to calculate the procedure of weighting the pieces. We have known how to weight the weighting of the element. Now we want to go to weighting of the pieces, as you can see from the left side, the Word document there. Now here, we are using level 6, which means practical is 1 and theory is also 1. That's 50-50%. So that's why you are seeing on slide number 7 again, on the theory part, it is just 3, then practical 3. Theory
internet.
My internet is gone. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's on my side. Yeah. I lost you for a while, but you are back. You are back now.
Hey, sorry.
I don't know whether it was my internet, lakini tunaendelea, tulikuwa kimebreak kidogo.
Okay. Now, as I was saying, the theory and the practical is ratio 1 to 1, 50%, 55%. That's why you are seeing here 3 and here also 3. 6, 6. All the way down to the sum, 150, 150. That's the total. So they are using level 6, 50-50. Now we come to factor of 3. Now, they're saying then multiply the weight by a factor guided by the number of PC for the particular element. In this case, a factor of 3 has been used, i.e. 15.4 times 3, we get 46.2. It cannot be rounded off, it remains 46. Now, everywhere we can see, hope we are together.
1 minute, kidogo.
Yes.
1 minute, eh?
Yes, no problem.
Tuendelee mwalimu. Chakula ilikuwa inabani kidogo kwa jikoni.
But it's okay.
Nilikuwa na housewife, teacher, nini, mother. Tuendelee.
It's fine. Now, as I was saying, as you can see, it is ratio 1:1, theory is 3, practical 3. Now, we come back to the factor, this factor of 3. The statement says, then multiply the weight by a factor guided by the number of PC. Are we together? For the particular element, in this case, a factor of 3 has been used.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see from the left side, the sample of the PC weighting, a factor of 3 has been used here. On the that column, fourth column, we have a factor weight of element by a factor of 3. Now where 3 is coming from, this is whereby performance index or performance criteria is taken to be 30%.
Again, ulipotea kidogo tena.
Hey, okay,
your
sorry.
Internet is not very stable.
I think so.
Where we were here, Mwalimu,
yes.
Somewhere, go back to where then we multiply the weight by a factor guided by the number of PC.
Yes.
When you at the number of go, yes, you got lost.
Oh, sorry. Now, this element, this factor of 3, this is whereby we are multiplying by a performance index or performance for a student. The performance should be more than 30%, or should be 30% actually for the knowledge based. And that's why they are using 3 as the factor. I don't know if you are getting that.
I did get that point, Mwalimu.
Yeah, okay. The factor.
Why should it be 30? I mean, is it given as 30?
3? Where 3 is coming from, The 3 is coming from in a way that the performance index for the knowledge based of any trainee should be 30%.
Oh.
Now the 30% is now the factor that they are multiplying. Everything that they are using here, their knowledge, everything should be more than 30%. Now they are taking the lowest factor, that's 3.
But I'm wondering how this 30% is related to 3. Is it because of it is out of 10 and this is out of 30, out of 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's that way actually.
All right.
Now that's when we multiply the weighted of the element by 3, we get 6. Yeah. Now weighting of the element here on the theory and the practical part, you remember it is 1:1. 1:1. That's 1 ratio. 1:1. That's level 6. We'll take now 1/3. We get 3 here. Then practical 1/3, we also still get 3. Now this 3, the 3 that we will, for practical and 3 for theory, it will represent the total, the subtotal for the element number 1. Anything you give, you must sum up to 3. Because that's the highest now, the highest element that we can give at using of PPEs and the other elements. So now, when we come to 7 here still, for 46, for element number 7, we will take 3 multiplied by 15, we will get 46.2. Now this 46 is the one that is there. When we are multiplying
if we multiply,
yes.
If we multiply 3 by 15, we get 45.
You remember here it was 15.4.
Oh, so it was that 15.0.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We get now 46.
Approximately 46. Huh?
That's what now the slide says. Here we multiply, we get the 46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now let's move on to slide number 6. We are saying distribute the weight of each element to theory and practical assessment using TVET CDAC weighting for each level. Now, the last one, we distribute the performance criteria now here, the last one here. The 3 that we got on practical is the maximum marks that a trainee can get in a theory, and also the 3 is the maximum that you can get on a practical to make a 1-to-1 ratio. So the marks should be distributed here according to what the trainee gets, according to the questions. Ndio maana unaona hapa, if they are saying prescribed personnel gear, if they don't have a 0, and then practically they can be given 1, but all in all, the subtotal for the element number 1 shall give us 3, and also here 3, if they get all.
Okay.
Yes. Now we're still on element number 7, and that's how we get the 46. And now that's 46 can be distributed into 2, 23, 23 because of 1-to-1 ratio. Practical, it sums up to 23, and also the theory sums up to 23. Yeah, so that it can make up to 46, the weighted one.
Okay.
Yes. After weighting, yes?
Let's get back to this. The other slide we had left hand.
This one.
Slide 6. Slide 6. The slides.
Oh, okay, 6, yes.
Now this number, okay. So we are actually talking about the first the first row only.
Yes, this one.
Is first row.
Yes.
So these other ones are for other levels.
Yeah, for other levels.
So.
Now, if the level is like the level 3 now, which is 1 to 4, the theory is 20 and the practical is 80. Now we will multiply here by 4 and here by 1. The theory will still multiply by 1. Now it will be 3 times 1, it will be 3. But now for practical, it will be 4 times 3, it might be 12.
Hello.
Now the ranking, the weighted of the PC differs now because we are using another level, which is more of practical than a theory.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I totally let's get back to where.
Yes.
We can just get back to where we were before I took you backwards.
Okay. Yeah. Just to make something clear here. Now, if you are using 1 to 4 here, we look at the total element here, which is 6, right? So this 6 will be divided in the ratio 1 to 4. Sorry, I know I have lost Dogo internet. Now the weighted one.
No, it's still good.
Yeah, the weighted one. Now this 6 is the one that we will divide in the ratio 1 to 4. So when we want to get the theory, we will divide the weight of this 6 by 1 over 5 times 6. We get the amount that we give
internet.
Here. Yes?
Internet. Internet.
Hey.
Internet.
Sorry.
Internet is bad.
From my side, sorry.
Again, internet went.
Sorry.
Oh.
Now you see.
So Mwalimu.
Yes.
There is this 6 here.
Yes.
Now you are saying that you have to use this at the level, this level 4, level 3.
Yes.
Then we such that we have the ratio 1 to 4.
Yes.
So that will mean I take 6, I multiply by 1 over 5.
Yeah, that is it. You get the theory, the mark that we give at the subtotal for theory.
And then for the practical, I do over 5
times 4 over 5 times 6.
Now they'll be in decimal.
Yeah, it can be decimal, and then you round off to the nearest whole number.
Oh, for example, 6 divided by 6. 6 divided by 5. I get 1.2. I get 1.2. The other one. 4 divided by 4. I get 0.8. Oh, and 0.8. So Mwalimu, now for this one, this 6 here,
Yeah.
and 1.4,
Yes.
it gives me for theory 1.5 and for practical 0.8.
Really? Now for theory, for theory is 1 to 4, right? So we'll take 1 all over 5 times 6.
Yeah, and that gives us 1.5. That gives us 1.2.
Yes. And then when we go to practical, it will be 4 over 5 times 6.
0.8.
0.8. 4 over 5 times 6.
0.8.
4 over 5 times 6. It will be 4.8.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are right, Malim. 4.8, eh?
Now the 4.8 we round off to the nearest whole number. That's 5.
That's 5. And this one to the nearest whole number becomes 1.
It becomes 1. Now the theory will give a total of 1 mark, and then for practical you give a total of 5 marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the levels, if the levels are different.
Yeah. So they change according to the levels. Yeah,
it changes according to the levels. Yeah. And now let's go to slide number 8. It says, after weighting the elements, you proceed to weight performance criteria in each element using the factors mentioned in slide 4. Now we come to slide number 4 again. Now here we are distributing the questions the questions that we are asking according to these factors. According to the factors here. Now we will look at the question number 1 here. Prescribed personal safety gear worn as per the workplace procedure. You look at that if it is a critical or non-critical PC. Again, you look at it as if it is a knowledge-based or a performance-based. Creativity. So the questions are distributed according to that. So the weight of the marks is also given according to the factors you're having here. Yes. That's what slide number 8 talks about.
So for example, using our example there.
Yeah, using our example here. For example, a prescribed personal safety gear is worn as per the workplace protection. This is purely, you cannot do theory on the personnel safety gear, but it is just a practical how the person has worn the PPEs. So that's why you see on a theory, they give it a 0. It has no mark, but on a practical, it has a 1 mark. Because that's, you see someone just wearing, it has no theory. Now, number 2, prescribed safety measures for the operation of hand tools and drilling machines adhere to as per the rules and regulations. So, safety measures, someone must have the knowledge of the safety measures, as well as the person must know how to drill. To drill the machine using the regulations and the rules. So that's why you see it is being given here 1-1, because one must know the safety measures and also to perform the skill. So it must be given a marks on a theory and a practical. Now we can go to the last one. Prescribed workplace. Okay. Yes?
Okay, now.
Yes.
The total theory and practical for this particular level must be not more than 2.
Yeah.
Suppose you give okay, that were the one of safety measures, eh? Say you give 2, 2 for Okay. Oh, so it is you now to look at this, what is saying here, then you give it accordingly.
Yeah, accordingly.
Oh.
I want us to move
So, all right, tuendelee tu.
I wanted us to move on another element to see how they are giving these marks. Not here actually.
Example two.
Yeah, we want to look at the element number 2. Identify this element number 2. Identify machine parts and their functions. So, for example, here a letter is defined. It has no practical. Defining is purely knowledge, is purely theory. That's why here practical is 0 and the knowledge is given 1. Definition is just a 1 mark. Then types of letter are identified. Now, identifying types of letter, identifying, you must give it a name. That's a theory. So just identify, you give you 1 mark. But if there is identifying 2 or 3, you can be given a practically 2 marks because they are identifying several. It is not one thing they identify. Are we getting that?
Mwalimu, internet.
Oh, it has gone.
Okay, you had explained one. You had explained one there. Now you are explaining 2.
On number 2, I was saying types of letter are identified. Identifying is just on a theory, just someone to identify is just a mark, right? But now, because the question is asking the types, right? It means it is more than 1. So if they identify 1 or 2 or 3, they're given 2 marks because they're going to be able to differentiate between the types. That's why it's now the practical is giving 2 marks.
I didn't get that part.
Yeah?
That part I didn't. Or maybe let's get to another one. Maybe as we get to others, you get to understand.
Okay.
The way you're giving 2 marks is inanichanganyisha.
Now, you see the question is asking the types.
Types of leather are identified.
Yes. Now, types means that it is more than 1. So, if it is more than 1, it means that
you're able to recognize more than 1 type. So
yes.
The ability to recognize more than 1 type.
Yes, and that's practically they can recognize this is different from that one.
All right.
Yes. Then another one here, parts of the leather are identified parts. Now, if you narrow down to the 2 parts that you have identified here, types of the leather, now it means that you have the theory of the knowledge of the 2, the parts of the 2 leather that you have identified. So it means that if you give the parts, then it means every leather it will give you 2 or 3 or 4. That's why you get here 4 marks. See how to identify mbili. Now it means you can be able to know the 2.
All right.
Yeah, you can differentiate the 2. Now, if you differentiate the 2, it means that you can give the types, the parts of the 2. That's why they're giving here 4 marks, a maximum of 4, because everyone is having types. Like letter number 1, it is having its parts being identified, 2 or 3 parts, and then letter number 2 also it is having its own parts being identified. That's why we are giving it a 4 mark. The question might be identify any 2 parts of the leather. That's why now the marks are 4.
All right.
Yes.
Pole.
Yeah, of course, yes. Now, functions of the leather are identified. Functions, it is purely theory. The functions are purely theory. If you give the functions, you don't have the practical part of the functions. Sindio?
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because if you give the functions, it is just the knowledge you are having about the same. It is not the practical part. So that's why we are.
Isn't this one the same as the functions and the types? The functions and the types.
Functions of the parts. like here they have said functions of the parts.
Mm.
Like now,
And here types of the leather. And here is types of the leather, types. How is this types being practical?
Okay, we can say, let's not use a leather, let's say a tree or a tree species. If someone, you are told here to define a tree for the first function, and then definition 0, and then types of trees. Someone can identify the types of trees. Now, if they know, then they can identify 2. You can see, that's why you're giving 2. Then part
so
of the tree.
Types gives it a practical part of it. Types.
Yes, because you can identify this one tree and this another one, a species.
Sasa imeingia.
Na alafu sasa the third one, parts of the leather are identified. Now parts of the tree. Now you give one tree that you mention the parts, branches, the roots, and the stems. You get your 2 marks. And another tree also, it might be like another species of a tree. You also give the parts. Then you get any 2, you get 4 marks here, because for the first you get 2, and the second one you get also 2.
Okay.
Then functions of the parts, now like functions of the roots, it is purely not practical, because it will give you the knowledge of how they know the functions are. That's why we are giving a 0 on a practical.
True.
Yes. Yeah.
Then now we can see 6 total.
We can see
there is this 6 here, 6. The total of this, that's 6 and that's 6.
Yes, this 6 and this 6, they should sum up to both, because 1 theory and knowledge 1. Yeah. I hope now that we are together there. So the questions are distributed according to the ratio. If you distribute the knowledge questions, you must also distribute the same practical questions if you are doing that assessment. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And now we can jump to the last page of how to calculate now the marks. Okay, not on this, but let me just try to open another one. Hoping it will be okay. Just a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see how now to calculate the total marks after you've gotten the weighted, the PC weightings. Just a moment, a little bit. Okay. It is taking a little bit time, but I wanted just to see how we can calculate the final percentage, because it is written on that sample at the end. My computer is not responding. Just a little bit.
I'm waiting. So your Zoom goes beyond 40 minutes.
What?
This Zoom, it will go beyond 40 minutes.
I think so. It can even go for an hour. I'm not
This
limited.
particular one of yours.
Yeah.
Because usually Zooms go up to 40, then it wants you.
But this one
You got a license. You got a license
for Zoom, eh?
It
is a cracked version.
Oh, I can see your cursor is a good one. Now it changed from CO to now it is a round thing. Round red. Technology.
Now, but this one just I got it from it is in Zoom on Spotlight.
Yeah. This is a Spotlight 10.
Yes.
You know how to maneuver the technology.
Yeah.
It's a nice one. I like it.
Yeah, because it can allow someone to follow.
That is interesting. It is like it is it is just a teaching aid, a good one. Not like the boring.
Yeah, sure. Hoping now it will open. Sometimes technology can be
can let people down.
Yeah.
Or you open another document.
Yeah, I wanted this one, another document, but on the same. I don't know if you are able to see this.
There is this one I'm seeing procedure of waiting. Let me see. Procedure of waiting PCs continued. That is what I can see. This is slide number 8.
So you can only see slide number 8.
Only. That's all I can see.
Okay, let me try to share this one also. Yeah, I've got it. Let me just try to share it. Okay. Now, can you see the 2 different screens, or it is still the same?
Still the same.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I hope now you are seeing another one.
I'm seeing another one.
Yes.
Which needs to be expanded and zoom it out.
Yeah, okay.
Again.
Well, let me just remove this one. This one, and I use a full screen. I think that one will assist. Like this. Now, can we be able to see this?
But can expand it a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, now it is okay. I don't know whether it will accommodate everything.
Yeah,
this is.
It will. It is the same thing.
Okay.
It is the same thing. But now I wanted just to see on the last part. On the last part, how they calculate the weighted one. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I hope you can see now the final candidate scores will be calculated as follows. Right? Now we have this 109. This 109. Are you seeing this 109?
I'm seeing
This 109 is on a candidate scores on theory. As you can see from up here, candidate scores on theory, and then candidate scores on practical, right? So we have that 109 down there, which is the theory score. So it will be 109 divided by 150, which is the standard for the score, this one. Let me just go up to there so that we can see what it says up here. It is a weighted performance criteria for theory. Now that's the standard, like a marking schema. So the candidate is expected to get 150 on the theory and also 150 on the practical. Yeah. So we can see now from here, it is what they've got, that's 109 divided by 150 times 50. You know where this 50 is coming from?
This one is it the the 1 to 1?
Yeah, the 1. 50 for percentage for theory and then 50% for practical. So when it is calculated, they get 36.5. Then we come for the practical, 94 divided again by 150 times the 50 that is remaining now, they get that 1.3. Total mark should be now the 36 plus this 31, they will get 67.8, which is rounded up to 68. Yeah. Now, as you can see, the conditions are total marks, which is greater than or equals to 50. And then this 31.3 is greater than or is greater than 30. Do you remember where this 30 is coming from? The performance what? Knowledge, the performance index, you get 30% where we multiply by a factor of 3. So the knowledge of this student is past that. That's the 31, of which we are expected not to have less than 30. Now, based on the above condition, the candidate is competent, and the overall grade for the candidate's proficiency, because he is above the 30% knowledge. And his marks, which is 68, is above the 50 for theory and 50 for practical. Yes.
Wow. That is a whole 1 hour and a half session.
It's a whole 1 hour session.
Me, I think I'll
yes.
So that I see how to move from one slide to another slide. Yeah. But you didn't send me the one.
Yes.
This screen we are sharing with me right now. This one, was it part of what you sent me? Yes, send the PowerPoint.
Oh, let me send you this actually. Sorry. Let me send you all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is meant for CBET only.
Yeah.
For CBET course.
Yes.
Yeah, because other the normal ones like the NEC, now the students, you see these trainers of us, they're going they're going for teaching. They are already, some of them already in teaching practice, and this thing was taught last time. It was introduced last time.
Yes. So it is purely for the CBET.
You will get it for the CBET, but the others who have the NEC one, they use the table of specification.
Yeah.
So we are supposed to, we shall teach them both of them.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, this one, I'll print, let me digest it a bit.
Okay, no problem.
And then the others theory.
Yes.
The others are now theory, just the importance and what have you.
Yeah, they're just theory. This is the only critical part. Yeah.
What trended by the SIDAC? How ni ile ilikuwa ni nini? How did you
but I was by the SIDAC guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
they came, they didn't this thing. They didn't.
Yes.
But there are people who are going for this SIDAC training. You are also going for them?
Yeah, actually I went, but it is not this year, it was last year. Yes.
Okay, asante sana mwalimu. Asante sana. Thank you so much.
It's okay.
Down of vile. See, because I was like, now how do I teach this thing and I don't do that? Huh? Yeah. And in that course outline iko hapo iko hiyo weighing tool, yeah. So that is the weighing tool, the PC weighing tool, eh?